Gary, why don't you pick the next one? Just you name it and I'll bring them up.
Ben.
Ben, you're up, brother.
Hey, Gary. Pleased to meet you. Glad to see you're a Batman fan.
I learned how to speak English by watching the Adam West Batman.
Fantastic, dude.
Like literally when I immigrated from the Soviet Union, when I was a kid, those like literally bam and pow were probably 3 of the first 10 words I ever said in my life in English.
Wow.
So
and then New York Jets, right?
The New York Jets, but that's why I see it, brother. I know that Batmobile. So yes, it means a lot to me, hence why you got picked. So fire away, brother.
Awesome. All right. So Gary, my goal is to teach AI and automation to the masses.
Okay.
I have over 650,000 hours of tasks automated, 15 million saved, 320 full-time jobs that I've automated. But I find myself in this loop of imposter syndrome followed by depression and then some hyperconfidence. Every time I go to post a video on YouTube, every time I try to go live, etc., I get overwhelmed. And I know your strategy is probably just going to be just fucking do it, but
it is. But to your point, that's not going to help you enough. So I think the reality is, and I've seen this movie for 15 years because I've been such a loud advocate and so out there of like, you need to do this, just do it. To your point, you're talking to a kid who was scared to swim, scared to ride a bike, scared to kiss a girl, and like, and those all adolescent stuff, right? Like jumping in, is like ultimately what happens. The question becomes, what's the psychology that gets you to finally actually jump in the water and swim, right? And so the question, what I've learned is it's a backwards game, meaning, as vulnerable as you're willing to be, Ben, I think it becomes a question of how much trauma or scar tissue do you have of being made fun of or being told you're not good enough, that you're fearing that being brought up again in the comments or in the stream while you're doing your thing. It's not complicated. It's definitely nothing to be embarrassed of, because I find it highly unlikely that anyone on this screen had not had some sort of level of, adversity as a child. But I think you're bright enough, and I'm sure it's easy enough to understand that is what we're dealing with here. My big thing is, and this is for all of you, I have spent an enormous amount of time in comparison to most humans with random 70, 80, and 90-year-olds because I've been drawn to them my whole life. And, as I got older, I'm like, man, I must have been an old soul or whatever. Let me tell you what's scarier than Wyatt Chambers leaving a comment and saying, you stink, Ben. It's you being 79 and knowing that you understood all this AI shit, but you sat on your hands and now you're living with regret in the final years of your life. And so, whether it's therapy, whether it's only consuming positive content and just listening to 8 million hours of Gary Vee content, whether it's cutting out some of your negative friends, whether it's coming to grips with what your mom or dad did or the neighborhood or your siblings, you're going to have to get to the punchline of realizing you're just insecure. And that's okay. No scarlet letter in my mind on that. But it's just a boogeyman, Ben. It's fake. I don't know if you know this. This might hurt your feelings, but the Joker and the Penguin aren't real. And if you thought they were real, you might be scared to walk around New York City like I do every day because they might pop out and you'll be in trouble. I need you to understand that the people saying you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, fuck you, you're ugly, you're the worst, you're stupid, who the fuck do you think you are? It's fake. It has no impact on your actual life.
Amazing.
Yeah, so Gary, when you say that, Gary, I think of what you said years ago, and I remember this when we were at dinner in New York. You literally went, la, 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 I can't hear you.
Which is why you actually were able to give me that nice compliment that means the world to me. The only reason I have humility is because I haven't heard everybody telling me for the last 15 years that I was great. It works both ways. Mm. The reason I've been so public and I continue to do what I do and show up the way I show up and push love and positivity and practicality is because I'm not scared of the pushback, because I can't hear them. The thing that makes me show up for this Zoom right now and show up the way I do for humans is because I also don't think I'm special. It works both ways. So this is my ultimate move.
Awesome.
But Ben, that's all it is. And I would tell you that too many people are embarrassed to be insecure. In fact, we're all so embarrassed. We created a new word for it called imposter syndrome because it makes us feel better that it's some sort of new, complex, slightly different thing. Imposter syndrome should not exist. The word does not need to exist. It's called insecurity.
Wow. That's probably exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you so much, Gary.
You're welcome, brother. Please do it, man. Please do it. If you have that kind of pedigree and that many hours of effort put into this, you've been waiting for this moment. You've got to go.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll be taking that recording and watching it multiple times.
And Ben, remember this. Look how positively I responded to you. Right? So whatever you're thinking of other people that are not going to respond to you as well, whatever this boogeyman is in your head, just remember that on instant consumption of you as a human being, I lost my mind for you.
Wow.
Right?
Thank you so
much. And I have a funny feeling I'm a better value user than the people that leave a comment saying you stink on the internet.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. So
and Ben, my experience with you, you're one of the most talented fucking automators I've ever worked with.
Thank you, Ken.